So we're back at the site of the Agia Kyriaki church. You can see there as we're looking onto it, and we're just going to circumnavigate around the walkway to look at the old ruins. Now the Chrysopolitissa, I think I pronounced that right, I probably haven't. The basilica, it was built around 380 AD, and it was once the largest monumental seven-aisled basilica on Cyprus,
We can get into it here.
before being reduced to 5 aisles and later damaged by Arab raids and earthquakes. Parts of its colourful mosaic floors and marble columns still remain. So we're going to take a look at those now. So if you are in Paphos on holiday down by the harbour, it's just a short walk, around 10 or 15 minutes walk. So well worth a visit, and admission is free. Now the Agia Kyriaki church is a stone-built medieval church constructed around 1500 AD, and it is built on top of the old ruins, and it's still active today. So depending on your denomination, if you're Anglican, Greek Orthodox or Catholic, you can still use the church, I believe, at different times. Obviously check that before coming, but we did cover that in an earlier video, had a look inside. It's a wonderful looking church. But we're just going to take a look at some of the old ruins here. It's not the biggest site in Paphos. Near Paphos, which we're going to do in a future video, is far larger, but that can take a good few hours to get around it. This one you can do in an hour or so, and it is it's well posted with signs as well, so as you walk around it'll explain which part is what, if that makes sense. So you've got the mosaics and the pillars. The most famous of the pillars is the St. Paul's one. Now St. Paul's pillar is a short stone column where tradition says the Apostle Paul was whipped with 39 lashes in 45 AD before converting the Roman governor Sergius Paulus to Christianity. So it has got a lot of history and relevance, and it's well worth a visit.
You can have a mass in there, can't they?
Now I think it was only actually made into a sort of historical site in around the, I think the mid-80s, I believe. I may be wrong there, but someone said that it was covered over before and it was fallen into disrepair, so they actually restored it. Some archaeologists came out and dated it and built this walkway. Originally it was a wooden walkway, and they've now converted it to a steel one, and they've done a very good job of it as well. So you're up above the actual ruins, you can get a good view of it. You can see the walkway going around the other side there, and as you walk around you can just stop, have a look, have a read up on the notes that are posted all the way around it, and it gives you an idea of the date, and it does go back a long way, as we say. 45 AD originally, and then at various times it's been demolished. There was a couple of earthquakes as well, which done for a lot of it, I believe, but still well worth seeing. Like I say, it's not very big. You can walk around it in half an hour or so, and then you can pop into the church and have a look in there. That's really worth seeing as well. Obviously you can't walk amongst the ruins because they're preserved, and obviously they could get damaged, so they built this walkway, and it's a very good idea. I think you get a sort of an overhead view of it all.
6th century. The actual mosaics there, it says on the inscription, were done in the 6th century. Quite remarkable, some of them are still there.
So there's some of the mosaics there. It's amazing that they've preserved them that long. Now there is a lot more in near Paphos, which I'm going to do in another video if that's of interest to you. That takes a lot longer to actually get around the site. But if you're pushed for time, and this is free, this one, so anyone can come in and have a look around, Near Paphos, the one we're going to cover, is I think it's about €5, so it's not too expensive, and there's a lot of people coming on coaches to view that. So you can see some more mosaics there. Now when we came on this tour it was April, so it wasn't too hot, but obviously if you're coming in the height of summer, you want to make sure you've got a hat and plenty of water, because it can get very hot. And particularly on the one at near Paphos, where we'll be covering in a later video, as I say, that can take a couple of hours, 2 to 3 hours to walk around the whole lot. It's a very large site. But this is just a little taster really, and it's so handy to get to just from the harbour. Both of them are really, it's well worth visiting. So, as always, thanks for watching it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.